Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the miserable liberal and Dave Reinitz, hilarious comedian. Hi, David.
Hello, Jimmy.
I'm miserable.
Yeah, hi, Stephanie. Big show last night at the Improv. What a fun time that was. Fantastic. Select group of people, 50 people got in last night. We had a great time. Eddie Pepitone was on that show. Laura Keitlinger. Ron Placone was a fun time. Graham Elwood, the political vigilante, was there. But today we're talking about this. I don't know if you know about Papa John's. But Papa John's are, they were upset. They didn't want to, when Obamacare passed, they didn't want their employees to have health care. I swear to God. Papa John's didn't want to have, he said, I'm going to have to charge an extra nickel per pizza. I'm like, I'm sure everyone would be okay with that. Paying an extra nickel per pizza so the guy bringing them the pizza and making it could go see a doctor when he's sick instead of going to work when he's sick and sneezing all over my fucking pizza.
I'll play a dime. I'm in for a dime.
I'm in for a dime. I'd pay an extra 50 cents per pizza if it got everybody health care. I'll tell you what I do dislike is when you go to a restaurant and they'll have a special tip. Oh, this is a tip for the back of the house. I was in Portland at a restaurant, and they go, oh, this is a tip for the back of the house, like the busboys and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'll give you one tip. You guys split it up, okay? Do you want me to tip the guy who fucking sweeps up? Do you also want me to tip the truck driver? You want me to tip the guy who paints the place? You want me to tip the janitor? How about I do make one tip and you all figure it out? How about that? How about pay your employees a fucking living wage? How about that? The food isn't cheap, right? Jack your price up for $2 on the goddamn thing or whatever. Charge enough to pay your employees. Who else fucking in the world does that? Where they don't charge enough money to pay their employees and they ask you to do it extra. You don't go, when I went and bought a refrigerator, they didn't go, you want to tip our salesman so he can have a life? How about you tip the guy who made the refrigerator? How about you just charge me enough to pay everybody?
I remember when I used to be a waitress at Polly Pies in Fullerton, California. Polly's Pies, delicious pies. And I remember, like, what we would do is we were supposed to pay out a percentage of our tips to the cooks. That's what we were supposed to do. That was a part of it. And I think a percentage also went to the busboys.
Yes.
You know, so that I remember that. That was like the business model. But I think that was also once upon a time where you only had to, you got paid an hourly wage that didn't necessarily say, oh, you're getting tips. You had to claim your tips somehow.
Yeah, you have to report. Well, Reagan did that.
Different restaurants do it different ways, and different states have different laws. So in California, you pay the full minimum wage for tipped employees. In some states, most states, like when I worked, I used to wait tables in Colorado, and I made $2.12 an hour.
But you got tipped.
I got tipped.
So what was a waiter make or a waitress make in California?
Would make the state mandated minimum wage, which is $10.50 an hour, 11 in January 1st.
Oh, really?
Yeah, plus whatever tips they get.
Oh, okay.
And they have to claim their tips?
They're supposed to claim their tips.
So that's not too bad then. That's pretty good, actually. That's a good.
No, the bartenders and servers are kind of the aristocrat of that.
Yeah.
Of the working class, they used to always say. But cooks, back of the house employees make a slightly better, hourly wage, but they lose out from the tips.
On tips and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
So more and more the movement in the restaurant industry is to almost socialize it, so that more and more you'll find restaurants which are just charging an 18% service fee.
Yeah, to do that.
And then they're dividing that.
Then divide it.
More equitably amongst the staff.
What do you think about that? The extra thing for the back of the, or sometimes in San Francisco they were doing it. Hey, we're going to put an extra 5% on so they have health care.
I think it's a poor decision for managed. It's one thing to have a note just saying, hey, we divide the tips with everybody.
Yeah.
Please be a little extra generous.
Yes.
That's fine. But to kind of say, hey, how much do you want to leave the dishwasher? I want to leave him 50 cents.
Right.
I want to leave the cook. It was a little overcooked, maybe a quarter. It's silly to do that to a guest.
Yes. Why do I have to sit there and sift through a freaking logarithm to figure out where my tip is going?
Yeah, it's a stupid move on.
I don't need a flow chart to figure out how you guys pay your employees. I just want to fucking eat and leave. How about that? You charge me, I'll pay you. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So they don't do tips in Europe, by the way. They actually just expect them to do a good job, and if they don't, they get rid of them. I mean, that's like a regular business. They hire someone to wait on tables. If they do a good job, they get to stay.
Yeah, but they also have health care. They have, education.
Oh,
they have,
don't put that health care in our face.
They have a societal structure that supports working people.
Yeah, they do, right? There's a big difference there.
Colin Kaepernick is the GQ Man of the Year. Wasn't it GQ? Or
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, GQ's Man of the Year.
Way to go, GQ.
They're doing something right.
I didn't know GQ was the conscience of America.
I had no idea.
Now that they have Keith Olbermann, they are. His opinions are more apt for a fashion magazine these days because the Red Scare McCarthyism is in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So now Papa John Boner is upset at the. He says the NFL anthem protests are hurting pizza sales. Well, let me. That's too bad. What the F?
I think what's hurting his sales is shitty pizza.
Yeah.
I think that's.
How about Papa John sucks?
And how about he's visibly and publicly an asshole?
And he's physically and publicly an asshole.
Yeah.
And by the way, this guy's football stadium was built with public funds. How about that?
Yes.
So
that's why the idea of sports ownership is so offensive. You know what I mean? You
Yes.
say that you own the team. No, you don't. You don't own the Mets. I own the Mets.
Right.
I've been supporting them my entire life. It's a public trust.
here's who you should buy pizzas from. Little Caesars founder quietly paid Rosa Parks rent for years. Pizza. So I would recommend going Little. All pizza pretty much sucks.
Corporate pizza.
Outside of New York and Chicago, right? But again, corporate pizza anywhere sucks. I've eaten Domino's pizza. It's not really pizza. It's more of like a fried. It's like more of a dough,
It's an adventure. The hard part is figuring out when does the box start and the pizza begin.
That's it. That's so funny, Dave. That's exactly what it is. It's hard to figure out where the box starts and the pizza ends. Yeah, that's not the right. I mean, they literally did commercials, and their bragging point, Domino's, was, we're using real cheese. What the F were you using before?
You might not taste it, but we promise it's real cheese.
We're using real cheese. Oh, and then it's the high quality cheese too, right?
I always hated Domino's because they have two sizes, medium and large. And you
So
can't have medium.
You can't have medium if you don't have a
can't do
small.
that. It's fucking small.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
Makes me angry.
So there you go. So
Oh, Jimmy, I can't find Malcolm's tweet that made me laugh so hard about Papa John's.
Malcolm, my friend Malcolm said if he tweeted out, I don't know who's spreading the rumor. He said, I don't know who's spreading the rumor that Papa John's puts rat droppings on their pizza, but they better knock it off.
People are saying. It's
Thank
been
you.
reported.
That is so funny to me. And I don't know who's spreading the rumor that Papa John's puts rat droppings on their pizza, but they better knock it off.
I think that's coming right from the Kremlin.
I think that's coming from the Kremlin. So although this guy looks like he would be a record producer who would shoot a woman in the face, turns out he's just a guy who actually took care of Rosa Parks. Isn't that nice? So I don't know anything else about Little Caesars or anything. I didn't even read this article at CNN about him. So all I see is the headline. That's from February 15th of this year. And it says, Little Caesars founder quietly paid Rosa Parks his rent for years. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
You would think that there would be some organizations that would take care of Rosa Parks, or that she would be having some kind of an endowment or something. Nope. Turns out no. All right, so there you go. Now you know the rest of the story. Please make sure you click subscribe, because they're making it hard for people to see our videos, and they're unsubscribing. People are always telling us that, hey, I got unsubscribed from your channel. I didn't even do that myself. So make sure you're still subscribed. If you're not subscribed, click the bell next to it so you get a notification. And our next live show is December 4th in Burbank, California. See you then.